Hello traders, it's Tomek here from Nikos Trading Academy and welcome in my weekly Forex forecast. So first pair is CAD. So what we can see on the CAD is that price started to retrace after this strong up move. If we pay attention to the weekly chart, this is our weekly trend line. So we can expect retracement even to this line here. But before, of course, price reach this line, we still have horizontal support area around this zone together with the 36 EMA. So at this point, price might react and we might to have some possible up move. And if this is broken, then we can have this down move back to this trend line, and another support is up here. Sorry, down here. So if we look for the resistance zone, price this is our highest point. So price reached the resistance from this period here, and now it's pushing down. Yes, so finally it seems that we might have a retracement. We started to have EMA crossover. We had this range. Our daily trend line is broken right now. So what we can expect, continuation maybe next week and target this. So it's around 280 pips. Okay. So if we look for the lower time frames right now, like I said, we are in the range. This is our trend line on the 4-hour time frame. We have the support zone here. And what we can do here is to wait for breakout of this level, and then whenever price breaks this, you can look for short scenarios. Another option is also to still pay attention for buy scenarios if this is false breakout, because if you pay attention here, we also had trendline breakout. We even have short 1 to 3, but price never pushed lower, but started to go up again. So if this happens, yes, we can just change the angle of the line like this or even like that. Okay. And then, of course, if we see that price is pushing up, you can still try to take long scenarios. But right now, it seems that this might go down. If you see that price is making long scenarios, of course, your target is up here, but keep in mind that we also might have lower high and then, for example, bigger retracement. Yeah, it's we have a lot of scenarios here simply because we are very late in this trend. So sometimes price is simply dropping. Sometimes before we have this bigger retracement, prices play around, making some lower highs, and then is pushing down. So that's why you need to stay focused here. Yes, but right now we can easily say, okay, if price continues to go up, we go long. If breaks this, we go short. Euro dollar. It seems to retrace. So this will be interesting if this is retrace, a bigger retrace, or we still have just small retracement on the lower time frames and price continue to go down. Of course, we are on the very low. Not maybe for despair, because if we go to the this is 1985, okay. But if we go to 2001, we still have room to go lower. Yes, you see, but generally it's less than 1 by 1 to euro dollar. Yeah, so from the current history we are on the very low level. So the question is if this is just a spike and we will get this bigger retracement, or this is small stop and price continue to go down. So if we look for the support area, we will see that this spike was around this zone. Okay, so this is support. Next area of the support for euro dollar is somewhere around this zone. Okay, so this is what we have, and we also have this. Okay, so this is our support resistance, which is of course very strong resistance. Is up here. So now it's like I said, or this is just the small stop continuation or bigger retracement. The bigger retracement, of course, to the 36 EMA, to this trend line. Yeah, so this zone, and from this zone, of course, if price reach this, we can expect short scenarios. Still, okay, because we'll be in the downtrend. But this weekly chart, so bigger perspective right now. Let's go to daily chart, and on the daily, what we will see, we have this daily trend line. We have also this resistance on the daily chart. Let me just show you this area of the resistance. So for us, this is good zone. If price retrace to this is good zone to sell this again. Okay. If price breaks this, we can try to look for buy scenarios and target this area of the resistance. Okay. So this is what we can have. Now let's go to the lower time frame. So we had this strong reaction right now, and price you see sliding around the trend line. If you go to 1 hour chart right now, we see that it's not so perfect. So I would still pay more attention to sell this. Okay, so I would just draw this line on the lower time frames, and simply after this trend line breakout, I will just look for short scenarios here or a little bit lower, especially that we reach very strong levels here. So the question is if it has strength to continue or not, but I would just look for short scenarios, no trades against main direction yet. Yes, sooner or later, yes, but right now we don't have, for me at least, it's not so clear on the lower time frames. GBP dollar. Last week we had very big spikes of the GBP pairs. So if we go, this is monthly chart. I don't have sorry history. So basically, I think GBP dollar created new historical low. Because I have history till 2002, and we see that we were here, so it seems to be new low. So we don't have any support in this case. We see right now this big spike here, you see. So question is if this is just the spike and possible retracement. Yes, if yes, of course our goal is our weekly trend line. So it's far away right now. So let's try to maybe draw a different angle. So we have only this line, but this will be like a daily chart line, so we don't have to draw it. We have this resistance around this area here. Okay, so this is our next possible bigger stop on the weekly chart, together maybe with the 36 EMA. But right now, in terms of the daily, we have this trend line on the daily chart. Okay, so this next good level, we can adjust resistance a little bit if you like. This is on the daily, it's more visible. This is more or less from the weekly, but we have two levels right now. So what we can expect, again, if price retrace to the 36 EMA and to this zone, this is option to go and sell this. Okay, so whenever price reach those levels, you can still sell this. If we go to lower time frames, we can try to take trades against main direction and target, daily 36 EMA or those levels. So what we can do, and now price is in the range a little bit. So after breakout of this range, you can look for or wedge, because we have this. Okay. So whenever price breaks this, you look for buy scenarios, and your goal is of course daily 36 EMA. And then we have this. Whenever price breaks this line here, this, okay, you can try still to sell this. Okay. So this is for intraday traders, more or less this, because it's against main direction if you take buy scenarios. But if you see that price again is pushing down and is breaking this line, you can try to look for short scenarios. So this is what we have on the GBP/USD. So now buy New Zealand dollar, US dollar. What we have on the weekly, very strong down move. Price almost reached this previous spike. So we still have some space to go down. And now there is a question, continuation or maybe some retracement. Next area of the resistance is up here. Okay. We have this trend line, which is far away. We have this, which is closer. So this area, then still continuations of this down move. As long as at least 36 is holding, we can pay attention to sell. Still pushing down, so maybe this is our goal. If price stops right now, for example, at some reason you start to see retracement to the 36, you look for short scenarios. Okay, this is our trend line on the daily chart. So back to this level, you start to sell this again. Now, 4 hour chart, give us a 4 hour chart 1 to 3. Of course, this is too late to take it on the 4 hour chart. So the only thing which we can do is to go to lower time frames and try to find the setups there. And on the 15-minute chart, you had this not easy to spot, a little bit ugly, but we had entry here. Okay, so this was like a 4-hour chart with the 15-minute combination. 5-minute, unfortunately, we didn't have such. You see, price just went down and started to range, so we didn't have. We only had situation that after this range here, we could use this 5-minute entry and stop loss. Okay, so this was the only thing which we had here in the lower time frames. So right now we have to, if you are in this trade, pay attention to this level. If price breaks this, then of course this is our next zone. So what we can do next, we can just draw a trend line here. And if you have, I don't know, you have, for example, 4-hour chart 1 to 3, you can still try to sell this, target this. If price stops here, okay, if price stops here and then you get breakout of this trend line, you can look for buy scenarios, take the trades against main direction and target daily 36 EMA. Okay, and in terms of the lower time frames, right now we can only look for trades on the 1-hour chart, and then you go to the 5-minute chart, yes, 5-minute or 1-minute chart, and then try to combine this 1-hour chart, short 1 to 3, with the 5 or 1 minute. And of course, your goal is the previous bottom here. Okay, so this is what we can do on the New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Next is USDCAD, still pushing up very strongly. The resistance area, oops, not this resistance area. We have this previous spike here. This is the whole area right now. So there is resistance. Next area of the resistance, I would say it's here. So or it will continue to go up still, or we'll have some small retracements. Right now, momentum is strong also on the daily chart. But like I said, we are around the resistance. Whenever price retrace to the daily support zone here and to the 36 EMA, okay, this area is option to go long again, and you can do swing trading, intraday trading, whatever you want here. Then we go to 4-hour chart to see what happens here. Now it's making double top. So this is the 4-hour chart trend line. So whenever price breaks this area, you can still look for the lower time frames, take the long scenarios, target resistance. But if price breaks this trend line here, you can look for short scenarios and trade against main direction for this bigger retracement on the daily 36 and daily trend line. Keep in mind that ideally we also would like to see that price is below this. Okay, so you can take the trades here on the lower time frames. So if I go to 1-hour chart, for example, this is our trend line. So if you look for the 5-minute or 15-minute here, manage your positions around this zone, because price still can react here and maybe will create range later on. So that's why we have to react here. More conservative, of course, is to wait for breakout, because then we will have extra confirmation that price might do go down. Intraday traders, scalpers, just wait for the retracement to the 36 EMA, to this trend line, and then again you look for buy scenarios with the main momentum, which is buy. Otherwise, if you don't like to trade here because price already retested resistance like a third time, just wait for breakouts to have clean direction. And we have gold. I had some requests also to check gold. So what we have on the weekly chart, price is around the support zone. By the way, weekly, you see, let's go to monthly. Yeah. So what we see here is that the price on the monthly create double top, making new historical high, and now it's pushing down. So now from the, like, I would say, bigger time frame perspective, what we can have, or we'll have range here, okay, between these two levels here, or we'll get this bigger retracement. And if this retracement happens, there are a couple of areas where price might to go. The first thing which we have to see is the trend line. Can we draw any trend line? So this is our first this is our first area where price might to go. Another level is, of course, support zone. This is support, first support. I'm saying about the monthly chart, okay? So it's quite a long time frame, like a very big perspective. This is our next level. Yeah, so those are the levels, important levels for gold. Yes, but right now what we have is this spike. So like I said, or we have continuation or this is just spike. And if we go to the weekly chart, let me just draw. You see this support was broken. This is support, but the next support is lower here. Let me maybe even unzoom here, and the next area of the support is down here. Okay, so so like I said, or this is just the false breakout, and then price will just false breakout, spike, and bigger retracement will be here again, then maybe continuation, or false breakout and price will continue to go to those levels. Right now what we see momentum is to sell on the week on the weekly chart. It's obvious. On the daily chart also is momentum to sell. This is our trend line. Yes, even we can draw from this point. So of course, because we want to trade on the lower time frames, every single retracement right now to the resistance area, we can adjust a little bit. Resistance 36. As long as this trend line is holding, we want to sell. We want to sell and target the previous bottom. Okay, and then we go to this chart, and of course we try to sell. I wouldn't go in any long scenarios here. I would patiently. It's simply too strong. You see, it's bouncing on 36. We have some false breakout, so I will patiently wait for some retracements, and whenever price breaks this to the tree line, we try to sell, target support, and target next support if we have continuation. Okay, guys, so that's all for Forex and gold. So thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me, and hear you soon. Bye.